So you said you want to grow, and like we all grow, we are all growing, and we all grow in a certain way, and we all grow because of certain stimuli, right? And that for all of us, for each of us, the stimuli is not the same. In our school, we for different subjects we used to have different teachers. But there, if you look back, there was one teacher that you liked the most. Not because that teacher was handsome or beautiful, but because of the way they delivered the subject. They made you understand it in a certain way. There is certain cuteness to that. A certain nice thing the way they were teaching. So that particular teacher's delivery you liked, it's not necessary every student in your class used to like that teacher. Maybe another student had a different teacher. The point is that we all perceive according to our liking. So that is something that we need to understand. That is why there are so many different paths in this world for a spiritual growth. And forgetting spirituality, then there is religion also. Religion is not spirituality. And religion has God and prayers. Spirituality has Atma and meditation. So we are all at different levels of understanding these things. And then there is a level where God and Atma doesn't make any sense to some people also. For them, money is God, or having material things is the most important thing. So who is right? Are they wrong, or are they right? Or the spiritual person is more right or wrong, or the religious person is more right or wrong? You can't say that, because your way is your way, right? But as you move forward in your growth, so you said, I come here because I like to listen to you, because that is your way of receiving. Okay. Now, if there is a particular place to reach, that particular place can be reached by so many different ways, right? I can go through one road on the left side or the right side, somewhere, but I can reach there. Maybe it will take longer or maybe shorter, but the point can be reached through so many different ways. There is a law called law of infinite possibilities, meaning one particular point can be reached through infinite ways. As many number of people are there, as many number of ways are also there. In school, when you were in kindergarten, you had a certain idea of the world. And when you are in 10th standard, you had a different idea of the world. And now there is no, and that is not the highest, because when you finish your graduation, you had a different understanding of the world. So we are all growing, and we can understand the world only from our perspective, from wherever we reached. Our perspective in the sense from wherever I reached. Only I cannot see the world from higher than that because I have never been there. So spirituality is like that. As we move into spirituality, a certain point will come wherein you will understand that you don't have to listen to anybody to understand. You said that I come here because I like to listen to you. And do you have you actually given it a thought that whenever you come and listen to me, am I telling you something that you never heard before? Today we spoke so many things. You can actually record it and transcribe it and start reading it. And I am betting that I have not spoken anything that is new. Maybe it is not something that on a day-to-day basis we speak. It is something that we are not used to on a day-to-day basis. But the truths that are spoken here, however high they may appear, at some level you know it. None of you got anything that is beyond your understanding. It is just that it was within you. Maybe you never thought of it until now in this lifetime, but today when you listen to it, it made sense to you. That is the only thing that happened. It made sense to you, not because it was a completely new revelation for you. That understanding was already within you, but you never tapped, you never opened it and saw that it was there. You never knew it was already there. So today or any other day also, when you listen to a talk, it made sense to you, you were made happy because on that day, something that was spoken resonated with you. Now I'm telling you, it resonated with you not because it is a new thing, not only in temple, anywhere in the world you go, to any path you go, whatever you are listening, it is already with you. You knew it already. It is just that on that day, because of the way it was spoken, or the ambience or the people who are sitting, whatever made you make it feel as if you knew this and I connect with this. That is all that. So now that happening can happen if you look inside. Today you said you connected to me because you listened to me. But meditation, what does it do to you? What it does to you is that when you sit wherever that that wisdom is lying within you, you will open it yourself. So we heard the stories of Gautama the Buddha sitting and meditating, and then he got enlightened. So what is the sense of he sitting, not doing anything? He must have been a crazy fellow, very ignoramus, not doing anything, just sitting. He came out of his palace. In today's world, will anybody let go of so much wealth and ability to being powerful? And then he went to a cave, something one nut loose, right, Zina? So, but today when you hear his name, you are in full bhav. You want, if he is here, you will go and either prostrate or hug him, or you want to be with him. Why? He did not do anything. He wasted, from the way you spoke, he wasted his time just sitting quiet. But he did not know. You also know that he did not waste his time. He sat there and he realized himself. All the things that are making sense to you when you attend a session, when you listen to people, when you read books, they will make sense to you by yourself when you sit and go inside. So the power of meditation is scraping you, the Atma, scraping you and then removing layers that are around you so that the inner wisdom, it shines out. That is the purpose of meditation. You may have a certain X number of thoughts in your mind. And if you try to arrange it qualitatively from the worst to the best, you have a best thought also, right? Every person will have a certain best thought, highest thought that they are capable of thinking. There is a thought that for me, there could be a thought which is the highest that I can reach. Does that mean there are no higher thoughts than that? So there may be a thought which I am not able to reach, right? There may be a certain level of thought which I am incapable of thinking at this point of time, right? So each of us sitting here has a certain ability to reach a certain level of thinking. And now let us come to thinking. How can you think without your mind being there? And when you die, you leave the mind here and then go. So which means mind is an exterior equipment. It is not you. You are using an exterior equipment to find inner truth. So what meditation does is, the highest thing that holds all the wisdom is you, the Atma. And Atma doesn't have a body. Atma doesn't have a mind of its own. Atma doesn't have an intellect of its own. All these three we acquire because we need to live in this world. To live in this world, and for me to connect with Zina, I need to have body. Without my body, I can't come and connect with you. Without my opening my mouth and speaking, I cannot connect with you. For me to speak, I need my mind. So from that way, my mind is different from your mind, different from Poonam's mind, and different from all the people who are sitting here. And each of you have a certain mind of your own. And that mind is a product of your life. If you're born in Mumbai, you have a Mumbai mind. You won't understand the nuances of a talk between two Malayali friends because they have a Malayali mind. Like a Malayali won't understand how to Mumbai people are speaking. So what I'm trying to say is our mind is a very limited thing. And within that limited thing, however high thinking that you're doing, it has a limitation. As you go deeper. So what is meditation? Meditation is always spoken as going beyond the mind. Right? So when when we are talking and discussing things about going beyond the mind, that means we don't think about, we are not considering something that is coming out of mind as great. What comes out of your mind? Thinking and thoughts, right? So if we are going beyond the mind, then for us, mind is at a little lower than what we want to reach. So spiritual understanding is that once you let go of your mind, once you go beyond the mind, then you reach the essence of who you are. And that essence doesn't have a mind of its own. That is why we observe the breath. You don't require a mind to observe. You don't require a mind to be in a state of awareness. Your state of awareness is something that comes beyond the mind. Atma or the soul is in a state of awareness all the time. It is aware of itself, it is aware of everything around. But for you to notice something, you need to think. And that thought can take only a certain portion of your life. Whereas at the Atmic level, you are at a much, much higher space. But because we are used to the mind, because we are used to thinking, we are not easily connected to the awareness state. That awareness state is that of the soul, the Atma. So we use the meditation to cut and destroy the mind, so that we can destroy those beautiful thoughts, however beautiful they are. Because there is something much more valuable, much more higher, much more infinite there within us. So you want to tap, you are happy with the highest thought you have, keep thinking. It is okay. Nobody is saying this is low or that is higher. But then when you are given an opportunity to go beyond your thinking faculty and access something that is even much more higher, much more splendid, why do we want to hang on to thoughts? So how do you know that? By meditation. Unless you start meditating, unless you go into yourself, minusing all the thoughts, you will never be able to connect, you will never be able to evaluate the power that is you, the power that is lying within the physicality of it. So that is where meditation comes. And, we can get into an intellectual discussion. It will never take you anywhere. So that is what Buddha said. You have to experience it for yourself. So we are saying so many things, but what is the essence of all the things that we speak about? That you have to meditate. But you are listening to everything else except that one statement. So do that for 41 days religiously for 1 hour. Then come back to me. Then we'll be on the same page. It will make sense to you then. I earnestly urge you, to sit and meditate. Don't think it is a why we don't connect with it is because society taught us to be in action mode. Or society taught us to think all the time, and society told us to speak your truth out, and society told us to get up and do some action. So thinking, speaking, and action is what we are told to, and what we have practiced so far. And you come here, and there is a fellow who is sitting here and saying that don't think, don't speak, and don't move. That is why you don't connect with it. Okay? So 41 days, do this. This is a new language. So learn the basics of the language by just sitting quiet. And maybe while sitting, again, you might start thinking. It's okay. Don't feel guilty about it. But come back with more zeal that I want to find out what this is all about. Let me not think today. Let me observe today completely. And yesterday I could only sit for 5 seconds of observation. Baki 25 minutes I was thinking, So today let me do that 10 seconds. Go for it. And I can give you an example today. Like all the people all the great ones that we talk about, like Krishna, Buddha, Guru Nanak, all of them, what is common to them? They all meditated. And they realize themselves through meditation, not through thinking. Thinking faculty, not thinking, in the intellectual faculty is required for us to experience whatever we are doing now. We need a mind to experience this world today. But if you want to understand who you are truly, then you have to let go of these three faculties, these three appendages, and then go.